Hi, and welcome to the Divinely Inspired Woman podcast. I am your host, Patricia Wald-Hopkins. I am a modern mystic, and I am here to share with you the beautiful wisdom and stories from women that desire to lead their lives inspired by the divine within them. The divinely inspired woman is devoted to walking the path of her soul's calling, tuning into the divinity within to navigate life with ease and grace through all circumstances. She cultivates beauty in her daily life. She is here to share the most authentic self each day through thick and thin. So I hope you'll enjoy our show today and that you will leave with an infusion of inspiration for your soul and for your day and living your life. Hello, hello, hello.
Well, hello.
Welcome, Teisha.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome
I appreciate it.
to the Divinely Inspired Woman podcast. And I'm Patricia Wald-Hopkins, your host. And I have a very special guest today, Teisha Caldwell. And we're just going to be talking about divine inspiration and the path that it leads us on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit, tell our audience a little bit about yourself. Where are you located now, and what are you up to?
Well, I'm the founder of the Plum Lotus.
Mm-hmm. Got to lean so you can see.
The Plum Lotus.
Yes. Perfect.
And the Plum Lotus is predominantly, at this point, a website, a repository for individuals to be able to gain knowledge about various ancient healing arts, as well as be able to gain services from actual bona fide spiritual healers and energy workers without the concern that they're not going to get what they paid for.
Mm-hmm.
And so these collaborators are shown on the website, as well as their contact information, so that the person who's seeking can choose which provider seems to suit them best at that point in their journey.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sounds wonderful. And what is it that your specialty? What is it that you offer?
I'm a Reiki Master. I'm Usui and Karuna.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a psychic medium.
Mm-hmm.
I talk to dead people.
Mm-hmm.
And hereditary witch. I'm a mystic, and I do a whole plethora of things to be able to bring healing to someone, including some shamanism.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's really what my path is shamanism.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I am definitely on that path to a very deep understanding of that. Yeah.
Beautiful. That sounds very mystical and sacred. And I also know that you have an incredibly beautiful heart.
Thank you.
And yes, and you're always beaming out that love to everyone. Tell me a little bit about how you arrived at where you are at today. I mean, so let's narrow that down a little bit.
Okay.
What has been the divine inspiration? What has been your path of divine inspiration? You can even start from as a child if you want to go that far back. Okay.
I had inklings as a child, of course, but I was not raised in a faith that was interested in such, right? So those types of things got thwarted or squashed. My curiosity of that. As I got older, especially in my 20s, early 20s, then I was introduced to it by a friend of mine. And by it, I mean metaphysical types of concepts, bookstores. I did a lot of reading and a lot of seeking, but of course we didn't have the internet at that point. And off and on, I just kind of dabbled in different things. I really did not become what I would consider a healer, or really have launched that particular part of myself until I had this really bad accident several years ago. And I cannot take any form of painkiller, opioids. And so that was a real problem, being in that much pain. So I happened upon this lady who did lymph drainage, and also found out later on that she was a Reiki. And so I said, I don't know what you're doing, but can I learn that too? Because I know you're doing something and I don't know what it is. And so she explained it to me, and I said, sign me up. I want to do it immediately. And so it just took off from there. And then all these innate and hereditary energies combined with Reiki just ended up being a very powerful set of skills for me. And so then after that, Spirit began to talk to me about taking this skill set and building a company out of it, that would be what the Plum Lotus is. But of course, we were having this conversation earlier. Spirit did not like my first 2 attempts, and so that did not work. But Spirit likes this one. Yes.
Yeah, I like it too. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So what is the main way that you find your inspiration, your divine inspiration? Do you have special things you do, or how do you connect and know that you're following that path?
I do a multitude of things that I think most spiritual minded people, especially spiritual healers, do. The meditation, and I'm now doing Ayurvedic types of medicine, diet, yoga, things of that nature. But I'm innately very divinely connected. It just is natural for me. When I started doing Gene Keys with you, found out I'm Gene Key 40, which is divine will. So, that was kind of the explanation for a lot of it. Because I just tap in and listen.
Yeah, tap in. Tell us a little bit about that, the tapping in. What is that? Is that just happen? Just like, do you have like a certain experience in your body, or how do you know when you're tapped in?
It's a sensation. And I can immediately tap in. I can just get quiet and connect divinely, and start getting information from my spirit team, and others, my divine team, and I just listen. That's it.
You listen.
I listen.
Listen, and so
and feel the vibration. And
feel the vibration.
Yeah, it's a vibration.
Yeah.
That's an energy.
And are there
And
times?
it's a lovely energy.
I bet.
Yeah. It's a very powerful yet subtle energy that just comes in, and I'm there. I don't have to do anything special. A lot of people do have to do things to sort of dial themselves in.
Mm-hmm.
And I can just like pop in and pop out, and I'm done. I know what to do, know where to go, who to talk to, how to talk to them. In most cases, unless I'm just not listening, which that happens too. Get busy, get distracted,
Mm-hmm.
because American life is very distracted life for the most part, and get involved in that distraction, and I don't listen. Therefore, I don't always get my messages.
Mm-hmm.
And the messages typically come in the form of symbols, words, visual through the third eye,
Mm-hmm.
that I actually see and read, especially when I'm working with another individual. I will see all the symbols and read the symbols.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is amazing.
Very powerful.
Very powerful. Yes. Yes. I have received sessions from you too, so I know this. Tell me a little bit about your relationship with crystals, because I know that's something that you have a very powerful and loving relationship with them. So tell us a little bit about your journey with them.
My crystal babies.
Your crystal babies, yes.
I have so many of them.
I love it. I love it.
I've actually recently sold some of my crystal babies.
Yeah, that happens.
Yes. Spirit said, too many.
Someone else needs them.
Too many. You must make choices.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So, yes.
Yeah.
So they went to very, very good homes.
Yeah.
Yes, they did. I made sure of that.
I know you did.
Yeah.
When did you first connect with them?
I've always loved them, but to connect with them,
intentionally, I guess, since you probably always have connected with them.
Right. How can you not connect with one?
Can you not?
Yes. I would have to say it was after I became a Reiki.
Okay.
I think that's when it really hit me. And this is one of the first crystals that I ever bought. Was my shaman's quartz.
Beautiful.
And took off from there and ended up with thousands.
Yeah.
I literally, even at this point, I have thousands of crystals after selling some.
Well, you do. You have part of the Plum Lotus is selling crystals, right?
Well,
right?
And it is. And it is. But, the ones that are on my website, some of those that are on there are from my personal collection. Yeah. So
what do you have any favorites right now? I know there's so many, but is there one that you're personally connecting most with right now that's really on fire for you?
On fire for me. Wow. There's so many. I really love apatite.
Ooh, yeah, blue apatite. I like blue apatite.
And I always wear blue apatite. I've always have that one with me. And so, okay. This is my absolute number one crystal. Want me to show you?
Yeah.
I think you've seen this one before.
I probably have.
This is my Lemurian baby.
Yes.
And then we've got the virtual background that's
kind
of interfering here a little bit.
Yeah. And for
This,
those just watching the listening to the audio, it's just beautiful. How big is it? It's probably a tall.
let me see. It's 1, 2, 3. It's about 4 inches from base to tip, probably about 2, 3.5 inches wide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with a
Yeah.
chiseled
Beautiful.
point. It's very clear, very, very, very clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I do distance Reiki, I usually use index card or some sort of a card, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so what I do is I have a light base over here with some other crystals like prayanite and different things like that. And I will sit the card underneath my Lemurian and have it assist.
Mm-hmm.
So this one will never leave me while I'm alive.
Mm-hmm. Some of them are long-term crystal relationships. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That one's a long-term crystal relationship. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And the person I bought it from, I could tell she really, really loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Because when it came, she had it so caringly wrapped.
Mm.
And she even had it swaddled in a little blanket.
Crystal baby.
It was her crystal baby. I thought, oh my goodness, why did this lady ever get rid of this crystal? Just didn't make sense. But I'm glad because now it's my crystal baby and I love it and it's not leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel you. I understand that. I have my crystals all around me, in my pillowcase at night.
Right?
Whatever, my pocket.
All the crystals beside our bed, on our bedstead,
all around my
under the pillow,
everywhere.
under bed.
Those aren't even the ones that I use on clients, right? That's
right. I have a whole little velvet case now, travel case of crystals that go with me whenever I go somewhere.
Little pouches. Yeah. I mean, so do you help people select crystals to support them? Do you
I
curate that for them? Okay.
Mm-hmm. I do. And I've started doing something which I think is really helpful to people, which is it's not just a Reiki session. It can be just a Reiki session, right? I do like a 20-minute or however long somebody wants. But if they want something that's really going to be impactful and healing beyond the norm, I've started combining a full Reiki session with all kinds of essential oils and crystals. And what ends up happening is I do some shamanic work, right? And I'm using my psychic abilities and everything. And I discern what's going on with this person, what this person needs as far as essential oils, dietary changes, everything.
Yeah.
What type of crystal combinations would be best for this person, right? So that they're not just buying crystals to be buying crystals and just have some crystals laying around that they're not even going to use, especially if they're new to crystals. Right? Because crystals can be expensive. Yeah. Depending on a lot of things, right?
And you want to get the good sourced ones and
you want it to be ethical.
Exactly.
And so I make sure that I source them as ethically as possible. So
let's go back to this. Okay, this Teisha method, right? Okay, so I mean, I have had a method that I've developed too over years and years of just practicing lots of different modalities, and I've called it butterfly healing. All right.
Oh, I love that.
But I want to go this direction.
Okay, I'm
because you're
going
onto
with you.
something here. So I've
Okay.
sat down, and we all use a lot of the same tools, right? But nobody can use them the way that you use them, right? So I'm actually the butterfly healing, and you're actually, like your method. Like, have you thought about that? Like calling it Teisha, not Teisha method, but you could. I mean,
I could. I don't have a name for it yet, but you have a good point.
right? Because you are the medicine, right?
Yeah.
Your combination of all who you are
Yeah.
is the medicine.
I think I'd name it something other than the Teisha method.
Well, I know. I was just.
I need some discernment here. Because right now it's just a little tiny menu on my website.
That was a placeholder there. But no, I'm just trying to get you to, because what you're describing is, is special. It's a special way that you, and only you, can combine all of those tools together.
Right.
That makes it unique.
Absolutely. And then the report helps. And then what I'm finding is that people love getting the report, and that's wonderful, but then they want to talk to me about it. So now I'm adding a little that one to it.
Oh, good.
A little bit. If they want a really big session, they want a real counseling session through it, I would charge extra for that. But, 15, 20 minutes, ask me whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'll do my best to answer it. Or explain something that I've written that maybe someone new to this would not understand.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
It's important to have understanding with this higher consciousness stuff. There's a lot to weed through, and a lot that, you and I and others in doing such, we've done a lot of study. We've done a lot of reading. We've done a lot of learning modalities and things like that in energy work.
Mm-hmm.
That's something lots of people have not engaged in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's important for them to understand where I'm coming from, I think.
Yeah.
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 And that's not just me. I'm just not making this up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not my ego.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't want to bring my ego into the healing session. I don't want to bring my ego into the writing of the report.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very important to also hold that space of non-attachment, of just detach from it, whether how it's received. I mean, because the intent is meant to be supportive and healing, but what they do with it, right, is not. You can't attach to it. Yeah, that's wonderful. I mean, I know that you have a really good rapport with people because of your background, right? And the other work that you do. And so I'm sure that your facilitation of these consults is excellent. Definitely.
I've definitely had a lot of practice.
Oh, so tell me a little bit more about this divinely inspired path that you're on. What is really lighting you up right now? Where are you headed?
I am all lit up.
I know it.
I am like a Christmas tree right now.
Yeah, I know. I can tell. That's why I'm asking. I want to know what's up. Tell us what you got coming down the pipeline right now.
My goodness. I'm going to be presenting, if you want to call it that. I have a booth at the Awakening Expo in Piketon, Ohio, coming up October 1st and 2nd. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm taking a lot of my crystals. I'm taking stuff to be able to do Reiki and, oh my gosh, just everything. I
Your
also do
medicine bag.
QHHT.
What is
You know,
that? I mean, I know what it is, but would you want to?
Yeah, it's a quantum healing hypnosis technique that was developed by Dolores Cannon and has been gaining popularity for a while now. Her daughter Julia is running the company, and it is a way to do past life regressions, but it has this neat little component to it. The front end of it is kind of like a therapy session, sort of. I would call it that. Yeah. To really loosen up and get to a lot of the layers that someone would come in with before we actually go in and find out what in the past is related to the present.
Okay.
And then at the end of the session, there's a component to it where the subconscious, we have a subconscious, and we have a subconscious team that Delora calls just the SC. She just shortened it to SC, okay? And so the SC heals the client. So it ends up being a very combined healing method.
Okay.
That can really be powerful for someone who engages in it.
Sounds powerful. I have not received that yet. I might have to have you work with me on that sometime.
You would love it.
I'm sure I would. I love all things like that.
Oh, we'd have so much fun.
Yeah,
definitely. You'd be not conscious though. Not fully conscious.
Well, you'd have to tell me in my report
what came
out of the session. So you're going to have all these things. I mean, so I'm getting this event is like probably not just a one-time thing. You're going to start to.
Oh, I'm sure I'll
share, go places and start.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Getting out there and sharing this and getting the Plum Lotus recognized for what it is.
For what it is. And this is the first time that I've actually presented in public as the Plum Lotus. And I'm going to be sharing all the modalities in this one spot and sharing that with people and giving them options that they may not have in other places. So,
yeah. What do you find? What do you find is the biggest? I mean, what are your thoughts about or feelings about what is the biggest issue for people getting the support they need? Right now, like, is it lack of awareness? Is it just not enough numbers of?
They know they want to try something like this. There's fear behind it, right? Because of some
belief,
maybe the way they were raised, religious backgrounds, things of that nature, or just not knowing, the fear of the unknown. I don't know what will happen to me. I don't know what I'll be like after I have this done. I don't know how it's going to change me. Just like in therapy, because, I'll say it. I'm a mental health therapist by day. And, there's a lot of fear in making changes. And to be quite honest, all these methodologies that you and I and those of, all of our friends who do this too, Mm.
Mm-hmm.
There's a just lost my train of thought. Is that special?
That's okay. You're receiving a download, I'm sure.
Yeah, something's happening here. It's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what do you want me to say here?
Maybe it's just let that land.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well,
So
ask me the question again.
So yeah, what is
Let's
the
go back.
biggest challenge for people to get the support they need from modalities that you're offering? What is the biggest challenge? And fear, you said fear came up based on beliefs.
Yeah, because they don't know what it's all about. They've never had anything like that done before.
Right.
You know, they're new to it. They're curious about it. And then all of us as providers, we're not in fear of that. And we're like, hey, come on, come to the other side, right? Mm-hmm. This is great. You'll love it.
Yeah.
But being able to present in a way that present a bridge to individuals who are seeking, who have this fear, who don't understand yet, right? Offer them a bridge to where they can come across gently and offer them resources that are factual and not be some healers go really really deep into it and they lose their mainstream ability, right? And my role, I believe, in all this at this point in time is to offer that bridge.
Yes, that's where we were going with this.
Yes, that's where we're going with that.
You are the bridge.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
To offer this bridge.
Yes.
Where we're not so not mainstream that the mainstream population can't cross the bridge.
Which is ultimately what needs to happen so they can receive the support, right? So yes, you are creating the bridge through grounded like education, or not, educating. And there was another piece to that too. There's things that happen, and it happened to me too, in that sometimes that kind of work, you know, especially deep like shamanic work, if it's not held in a sacred way and in a very contained way, the person can end up leaving and being more unbalanced because they don't have the support out there to hold them as they integrate, right?
Yes.
So there's a piece about that too that I think I don't know why I feel like maybe we're with that too. So you bring a man over the bridge, but you also help them to go back out.
Yes.
And deal with life, right?
And deal with life and give them the basics of protection, the basics of everything. Set them on a path where they're not going to be misled. Because it would be so easy out there to get misled and for people to encourage individuals to be involved at whatever level in all this, right? And that not be right for that person.
Yeah.
So having integrity.
Integrity is the word I kept hearing. Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
integrity.
you're bringing integrity. You're bringing a bridge of integrity between the two worlds.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think that's what my role is right now in the spirit realm, is to be able to offer this bridge. And that's what Plum Lotus is.
I love that.
A bridge of integrity.
A bridge of integrity. See, we we got it.
High five.
No, I really feel that, and I really respect what you're doing, and I appreciate you coming on to share about the Plum Lotus and just to share your beautiful heart with this community here. As we come to closing our time together, is there a message or anything that you want to share? A final message of divine inspiration for others that maybe are new to this path and are listening in, but are curious about all of these wonderful tools that are available to us to heal and evolve into higher consciousness.
I think my message would be that, yes, there's a lot out there for you to be concerned about. Right? The thing you need to look for is the integrity.
Yes.
In the provision of these modalities.
Yes.
And there are those out there who are filled with integrity, like Patricia, and I know are familiar with a lot of the healers in her school. She is a good source. We have to, trust is earned, not given. And so people need to be careful, but they also need to have markers for being able to follow what's true and what's filled with integrity and has value to them as they start their journey. And so the Plum Lotus really goes for more of to find those who are healers in the ancient sense and aren't just borrowing information from other healers and presenting that as their own.
Yes.
Something like that, right?
Integrity, yes. Source, integrity. Going to the source, yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you again. It's been lovely chatting with you, and I'm sure I'll invite you back again.
My spiritual sister.
We can, yes. My sister, right?
Sister. Sister.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of stories. So we'll conclude for this time. But thank you everybody for tuning in. And
yes, thank you.
Yeah, keep being divinely inspired, enriching your life. Yeah, it's worth it.
It absolutely is. It's a beautiful experience.
Yes. All right, till next time. Thank you for listening to this episode of The Divinely Inspired Woman. Again, I am your host, Patricia Wald Hopkins, and I am so glad that you joined us here today. I hope you left with some soul food to inspire your daily life. And if you would like to learn more about my work, please check out my website, patriciawaldhopkins.com. and you can find out more about my divinely inspired practice and tools. So, thank you again. Have a beautiful day.